Hello students, myself Vinita Kumbhar, teacher in Department of Mathematics, DES Ferguson College, Pune. Welcome you all. In the previous lecture, we have solved the sums from exercise 3.2 using the sine rule, cosine rule and the projection rule. Few more sums we try today using the PowerPoint presentation. Exercise 3.2, question number 5. With the usual notations, prove that 2 times in bracket a sine square c by 2 plus c sine square a by 2 is equal to a minus b plus c. Now you must be very perfect in recalling all the trigonometric formulae. Here in the solution you may start with LHS or RHS, but before solving the sums you will have to think little bit. Here it is connect LHS as it is. Now we recall the formula for 2 sine square c by 2 and 2 sine square a by 2. I think you oftenly use this last year and this year also, which is 1 minus cos c. Remember 2 sine square c by 2 is equal to 1 minus cos c and 2 sine square a by 2 is equal to 1 minus cos a. Using double angle formula for cos of 2 theta we got this. Okay. So please remember this formula is very important in this sum. Next step is we open the bracket. A into 1, that is A multiplied by minus chill rule in the solution. Clear an idea? So you must be very perfect in applying the formula, maybe sine rule or cosine rule or projection rule. So here we got the RHS, which is nothing but A minus B and plus C, which is A minus B and plus C. Okay, now sum number 6. In triangle ABC, prove that A cube sine B minus C plus B cube sine C minus A plus C cube sine A minus B is equal to 0. Start with LHS. Here, these are the sides you know, A cube, B cube and C cube. So if we use sine rule becomes convenient. So the convenient form of the sine rule we use, which is A upon sine A is equal to B upon sine B is equal to C upon sine C is equal to K. Actually this K we can write as 2R because in the theorem this is given A upon sine A is equal to B upon sine B equal to C upon sine C is equal to 2R, where R is the circumradius, but 2R is a constant, so while trying the sums, you may replace that 2R by the constant K. Okay, next is, with this term, A upon sine A is equal to K. We write A is equal to K sine A. With this term B upon sine B is equal to K, we have B is equal to K sine B, and C sine C is equal to K gives you C is equal to K sine C. These two are important steps. Okay, applying the sine rule, no doubt, but the proper form of the sine rule you will have to use. Now we start with LHS. Write down all the 3 terms as it is in LHS. The next step is this A cube we replace by K cube sine cube A, because this A we wrote as K sine A, so A cube is nothing but K cube sine cube A. We keep this term, second term, which is sine of B minus C as it is, right? The same thing for B cube. What is B? B is equal to K sine B. So B cube is K cube sine cube B, and sine of C minus A we keep as it is. Now the third term, C cube sine A minus B, which is K cube sine cube C. So we write K cube sine cube C and sine of A minus B as it is. I think you are getting all the steps. Now look at the terms K cube sine cube into sine of B minus K cube sine of C minus A, K cube sine cube C, sine of A minus B. Now from these 3 terms, if we concentrate on the first term, look at first term only. This k cube we keep as it is, and sine cube we split as sine square a into sine a. You will understand in the next step why we are doing like this. K cube we keep as it is, which is here second term. Sine cube b we split sine square b into sine b. This term sine of c minus a as it is, right? K cube as it is, the same thing we follow for the remaining terms. Sine cube c, we write sine square c into sine c, and sine of a minus b, right? Now, from these three terms, if you look at, k cube is common to all. So we take k cube common and we write the bracketed quantity. The first term is sine square a into sine of b minus c, which is this. K cube we took outside, therefore the term inside the bracket is sine square b, sine b into sine of c minus a, which is sine square b into sine of c minus a. This is sine of c minus a, and this is sine of c plus a. That I'll tell you in the next step, how to write this as c plus a. Now k cube is common, then this is sine square c into sine of a minus b. So this is sine square c into this is sine c and sine of a minus b. Now the question is, this term sine a, I am writing sine of b plus c. This term sine b, I wrote sine of c plus a. This term sine c, I wrote sine of a plus b. See how? You know a plus b plus c is equal to pi, right? The sum of the angles of triangle is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, now we see how to write this sine a. I write a is equal to pi minus into bracket b plus c. This term b plus c I write on RHS. Now which trigonometric function we need? Sine of a. So I take sine ratio on both sides. So you have sine of a is equal to sine into bracket pi minus b plus c. Okay? But using the rules of allied angles, what is sine 180 minus theta? Sine 180 minus theta or sine pi minus theta? That comes in the second quadrant. And in the second quadrant, only sine and cosec are positive, right? And sine of pi minus theta is equal to sine theta, you know. What is theta in this case? Theta is nothing but b plus c. So our answer is what? Sine of pi minus b plus c is nothing but sine of b plus c. So thus we replaced sine a by sine of b plus c. I think you are getting this. Okay. Similarly, we write sine of b. How to write sine of b? Sine of b is equal to sine pi minus into bracket c plus a. But sine of pi minus c plus a is sine of c plus a. Similarly, we write down this sine c as sine of a plus b. How to write? C is equal to pi minus round bracket a plus b. So sine c is equal to sine pi minus round bracket a plus b, which is nothing but again sine of a plus b. Got this? This step is very, very important. So again I am telling you, you must be very perfect in all the trigonometric formulae and applying the allied angles using all STC rule. Now one more important thing you have to remember for this term. Sine of b plus c into sine of b minus c, sine of c plus a into sine of c minus a, and sine of a plus b into sine of a minus b. Actually, this is the homework for you. You solve this and try to find out an identity. After simplifying, you will get k cube is outside the bracket, remember? So this condition we wrote, I already explained. So k cube into bracket sine square a. Okay, what I told you is, look at the step. Sine of b plus c into sine of b minus c is what? sin square b minus sin square c. This we'll have to try at home and as a homework and find that. So this is sin square b minus sin square c. Now the second is sin c plus a into sin c minus a is sin square c minus sin square a. Similarly, sin of a plus b into sin of a minus b is sin square a minus sin square b. You can use this result directly in the solution. No need to write the steps of sin of b plus c into sin of b minus c to get this simplified answer. Is that okay? That we'll have to keep in mind. We'll have to remember that result. Now we open the bracket, k cube as it is, right? I open the bracket with sin square a. So sin square a into sin square b. This is the term. The middle sign is negative. Sin square a into sin square c is this term. Open the bracket with sin square b here. Sin square b into sin square c, which is this term. Minus is the middle sign. Then sin square b into sin square a. This term we got. Now open the bracket with sin square c. So we have sin square c into sin square a and minus here sin square c into sin square b. So here we open the bracket and see all the terms now. Look at the terms. This is sin square a into sin square b. Now find out another term with the opposite sign. Sin square a into sin square b, and this is also sin square a into sin square b but with opposite sign, right? Now minus of sin square a into sin square c and minus of sin square a, this is plus of sin square a into sin square c. These two terms are exactly similar but with opposite sign. Now sin square b into sin square c and minus of sin square b into sin square c. So all the terms gets cancelled with each other and we have this is equal to k cube into 0, which is equal to 0, and we write that as RHS. So this is very easy. Only thing is we'll have to do more and more practice on applying the rules. I think this sum is clear. Now sum number 7. This is also one of the important sums. All these sums may be asked for 4 marks. So remember the weightage is more. In triangle ABC, if cot A, cot B, cot C are in AP, then prove that A square, B square, C square are also in AP. You know what is AP? AP is arithmetic progression. Suppose I consider 3 terms, say A, B and C in arithmetic progression. Then what is the common thing here or the common condition here? B minus A is equal to C minus B, right? So this B I write to LHS gives you 2B is equal to A plus C. So if you want to prove the 3 terms in AP, what the condition you will have to remember is 2 times the middle is sum of the extremes. This condition is very important. Don't waste time in writing all these steps. Remember only this step. If A, B, C, these are the 3 terms in AP, then 2 times B is equal to A plus C. Or you may write, or you may assume 2 times the middle is equal to sum of the extremes. Got this? Now we have the given thing in the solution. What is given here? Cot A, cot B and cot C are in AP. This is given to you and you are asked to prove this. A square, B square, C square are also in AP. Now to prove, as I told you in the previous step, B square is equal to A square plus C square upon 2. Actually this is, if I cross multiply, you will get 2B square is equal to A square plus C square. Okay, so the meaning is same. We cross multiply this 2 to the denominator and we write B square is equal to A square plus C square divided by 2. Okay, now the given thing is what? cot A, cot B, cot C are in AP. We always start with a given condition and we'll reach to the final answer. Okay. Now, with the same property, which is the property if A, B, C are in AP, 2B is equal to A plus C. So 2 times cot B is equal to sum of the extremes, that is cot A and cot C. So we have 2 cot B is equal to cot A plus cot C. So this is with us and we are proving this one. Clear? Now we write the ratio for this cot B. What is cot B? Cos B upon sin B. What is cot A? Cos A upon sin A. What is cot C? Cos C upon sin C. We write cot as the ratio cos and sin. Now we use the cosine rule and this sin B, if you look at, we use the sine rule as well as we use the cosine rule. These two we keep as it is. Okay. Now see cos B. In the previous session we proved was that cos B is equal to what? C square plus A square minus B square upon 2CA or 2AC. Now let us see how to replace sin B, sin A and sin C. Using the sine rule we can replace these three terms. The proper form of the sine rule you will have to use. We know A upon sin A is equal to B upon sin B. This rule we studied, sine rule. B upon sin B is equal to C upon sin C. And this is equal to actually 2R, but we can write that as K, as a constant. Okay. Now we need here 1 upon sin B. No. So look at this term. B upon sin B is equal to K. So we have 1 upon sin B is equal to K upon. So thus this 1 upon sin B we replace by K upon B. Similarly, we have the second term sin A. Look at A upon sin A is equal to K. So 1 upon sin A is equal to K upon A. So this 1 upon sin A we replace by K upon A. Right? The third one, sin C is equal to. This is C upon sin C is equal to K. But this sin C is in the denominator. So 1 upon sin C, which is from this equation we write K upon C. So this sin C or 1 upon sin C we write K upon C using the sine rule. Okay. And the remaining terms cos A and cos C, for these we use the cosine rule. Cos A is equal to what? B square plus C square minus A square upon 2BC, and cos C is A square plus B square minus C square upon 2AB. Clear? So here in this case we are using both the rules, sine rule as well as cosine rule. Remember, in the proper step you will have to mention exactly which rule you are using. Okay? Sine rule as well as the cosine rule. So sometimes only one rule is enough to solve the sums. Sometimes you need two or all the three, sine rule, cosine rule and projection rule, to simplify the given sum. Okay. So please remember, here you must be very perfect in applying the rules in the different forms. Now we simplify in the next step. Okay. So this is C square plus A square minus B square upon ABC is equal to half B square plus C square minus A square upon ABC plus A square plus B square minus C square upon ABC. Here what we have done is the simplification of the previous step, that's all. Now look at the denominator. Both the sides are having the common denominator, that is ABC. You may cancel at this step. Okay. Now If we cancel ABC and ABC from both the sides, we left with C square plus A square minus B square, okay, is equal to, see how many terms gets cancelled in RHS, is B square and B square is 2B square we got, plus C square and minus C square gets cancelled, plus A square and minus A square also gets cancelled. And this common denominator we already cancelled. So C square plus A square minus B square is equal to B square plus B square 2B square upon 2 we got. Further, we cancel this 2 and 2 as well. And thus we got C square plus A square, see these two terms. I write this term on RHS, that becomes B square, this B square, see this B square and this minus B square on another side becomes plus B square, and we have the addition of B square plus B square as 2B square. Okay, so here C square plus A square we got 2B square. Look at this, C square plus A square is equal to 2B square, means B square is the middle term and C square and A square are the extreme terms of the AP, arithmetic progression. So thus we can say A square, B square, C square are in AP. Now if you see this is 2 times the middle, we got the sum of extremes. Therefore we conclude A square, B square, C square are in AP. This question is asked oftenly in the board exam, very very important for 4 marks. Clear? See, with the known thing we are finding the solution for the sums. Now question number 8. In triangle ABC, if A cos A is equal to B cos B, then prove that the triangle is either right angled or an isosceles triangle. The condition given is what? A into cos A is equal to B into cos B. So start with that condition. Now with the previous knowledge, you know the formula for cos A and cos B, which is nothing but the cosine rule. This A we keep as it is. Write the cosine rule for cos A, which is B square plus C square minus A square upon 2BC. Very easy to remember. The formula is, or the rule is not lengthy. Cos B is C square plus A square minus B square upon 2AC, and we keep this B as it is. Now simplify. So whatever rule you are using, that will have to mention, whether it is sine rule or cosine rule or projection rule. No need to write the actual formula in the solution. Only name is enough. Okay. Now we simplify. This becomes A square into bracket. See how we have this A square. This is A into bracket B square plus C square minus A square. This is A, this term A, and this is A, we cross multiply. I'll show you this. See, this is the term A from 2AC. That term A, we cross multiply with this A, giving you A square, right? Then this term B square plus C square minus A square as it is. This 2 and 2 gets cancelled. Clear? Now this C and C also gets cancelled. So we left with only A, and that we cross multiplied. From LHS in the denominator we left with B. That B we cross multiply with RHS, giving you B square. And this bracket remains as it is with the term C square plus A square minus B square. Okay, got this step? Now we open the bracket. This is A square B square, then A square C square plus, and A square minus A square is minus of A raised to 4, and on the another side RHS is equal to B square C square plus B square A square minus B raised to 4. Okay. Now see, this is A square B square and A square B square are on both the sides having same signs, gets cancelled. Okay. Now this is A raised to 4 with negative sign. This term if we write on RHS. That becomes a raised to 4 minus b raised to 4. So one of the side is a raised to 4 minus b raised to 4 and the another side is a square c square minus b square c square. Now factorize, you know the factors of this are a square plus b square into a square minus b square. And from these two terms we take c square common and the bracket is a square minus b square equal to 0. Clear? Now the next step is we have the factor a square minus b square common. So the bracketed quantity is what? A square plus b square and this is minus c square. See, this we have taken common and the bracketed quantity is this. Now the product of two factors is 0. So each of the factor we equate with 0. Therefore, a square plus b square is equal to, see this is a square plus b square minus c square equal to 0 gives you a square plus b square equal to c square or a square minus b square equal to 0. So, simplify further. If a square minus b square is equal to 0, here after this step we cannot simplify because the simplification is not possible. Why? Because is a square minus b square equal to 0 gives you, what's the condition? A square minus b square equal to 0, a square is equal to b square and we can write a equal to b. What about this? A square plus b square equal to c square, which is nothing but the Pythagoras theorem, right? So we have the right angle triangle for this condition and for this condition it is isosceles triangle. So thus we proved the triangle is either a right angled or an isosceles triangle. You can solve the same sum by the another method also. But remember, all the sums are very easy. You must be able to apply the rule perfectly. Okay? I hope you have understood all the methods of the problems using the sine rule, cosine rule and the projection rule. You will have to try more and more sums from the same exercise. You may apply instead of sine rule, see whether that sum is possible with the cosine rule or projection rule and use the easiest method to solve the sums. Thank you.